Happy Monday, sociologists. I hope you survived your first week back to school. I know it's been a crazy one in my world, but we're here. We're moving forward. It's gonna get calmer, I hope. I hope you're settled into your classes. I hope you've been able to enjoy some of the great weather and that just things are going okay. I just want to walk you through what we're doing. So last week you had an unusually hard load in the sense that I had you post twice, right? You had to post in the welcome, excuse me, and then you had to post regarding the three theories. So that's more than you'll usually have. You'll usually only have one a week. Um, but it's sort of the first week and I have to do drops so that I can add all the people on the wait list that wanted to get in. So you have some new classmates. Hopefully during the meet and greet, you're able to connect and get each other's kind of vibe and learn to have good conversations on the forum. All right, so theory was last week. No discipline is without a theory or two or many. And those are kind of what guide us when we move forward into our understanding of a discipline. However, a theory is just a theory unless you put some research with it. So a lot of the things that we learn about in this class all have to do with sociological studies or findings. And so this week, you're going to learn about research, sociological research, and you're going to learn about the research method in particular. So probably if you've taken almost any class that does research, you've already seen the scientific method, but that's going to kind of be where you start off with this week. You're going to think about the scientific method. Perhaps you're going to think about if you were to undertake a study, what would it look like? What question would you ask? And then what would you want to know before you started doing the research or planning your hypothesis? So, let's see. Let me think of something. All sociologists like to know about other people. Okay, so that could be my question. That could be what I want to know, right? So maybe what I'm really saying is sociologists are nosy. I don't know. I can talk about my own people, right? You can always talk about your own people. All sociologists are curious about the human condition. Okay, so that's the question, or my question is, are all sociologists concerned about the human condition? What makes people tick? So perhaps I'd do some research. I know I would do some research. I would look at the studies. I would go to the journals. I would look for studies on what sociologists are like or what makes a sociologist tick or those sorts of things. And then after reading that study, I'd come up with a hypothesis. Yes, sociologists are all concerned with what makes people tick. And then I develop my study. How am I going to ask that? How am I going to figure that out? What do I want to do? Maybe I want to conduct surveys. Maybe I want to do case studies. Maybe I want to do giant data collection. I don't know. But once I get my data, I'm going to draw my conclusions. So I'm going to look at my data and say, yes, it looks like they really do like that. Or no, sociologists don't really care about what makes people tick. And then I'd report my results. And that's kind of a really simplistic way to kind of run through the scientific method. So I'd ask you to ponder that in your own interest of study. Think about what you're into. Think about what you're curious about, maybe what your major is, and then how would you conduct a scientific study? I think it's really important as we go through this class and in all of your studies is how does it relate to the real world, right? Because you're doing all this stuff in kind of an artificial environment, right? Most of life doesn't operate either on a canvas shell or inside of a classroom. So how do you take this information out into your world? So that's my invitation to you this week, is to kind of think about it in terms of the real world. All right, so you've got a few things on the module that you're being asked to consider and to look at and to read and watch, etc. So please do so. And then I will look forward to the discussions being posted during the week. Take good care.